I'm Clint and this is my wife Hannah, and we live in a little town in southern New Mexico called Oregon, and we began mainly marathons back in 2012.
Hi, I'm Hannah Burleson, his better half. We live in Oregon, New Mexico with our wonderful dog, and we started many marathons, as Clint said, in 2012. And it all started in this kitchen that you may or may not see.
I was living over in Alamogordo for a little bit of time, and I started the White Sands Alamogordo Marathon there, and we ran that for 6 years. And it was more of a standard marathon, and that's where I got my experience as a race director.
How and when did you come up with the vision for Mainly?
That again was a lot in conversations with Larry Macon, and we'd be running marathons, and people would say, boy, if we could get a double, and people did find doubles that were close together. And in traveling home from here to Minnesota, there's a spot on Highway 54 where you go from New Mexico to a corner of the panhandle of Texas, through the panhandle of Oklahoma, and into Kansas in about 2 hours. And I thought, oh, if one could put together 4 marathons there, and then with a little research, we found we were really close to the southeast corner of Colorado, that we could put together a 5-day series. And I'd had my experience as a race director, and we were still young enough. I was retired, and Hannah and I were still both in our 50s, and Hannah was going, we're still have enough energy to get a business going. And this was the second or third time I told her, I think this could maybe work. And we were sitting in this kitchen, and she said, okay, then just let's do it. And that afternoon we had the website up, and I was calling locations in those particular states, and we had it up and going in just a couple of days.
In regard to the family community sense that Mainly Marathon has, back then I knew too, this needs to be in a family. If it's a family that is so much more close-knitted with everybody, and that to me was very important too. And that's when you mentioned earlier the community feeling. That's because a family is running it, in my opinion.
On the marathon leaderboard, it is often that the top 10 runners on there are all mainly runners. And we had a wonderful experience last year where the top 12 runners on the leaderboard were all participants of mainly marathons, and they all were at the one same race, which I believe was in October last year here in the center of the nation. And we did get a photograph of everybody together on that experience. But if you're going to be a top runner, you pretty much have to be doing some mainly races, because it is difficult to get the quantity of races without doing mainly marathons.